In Project 114 Sound Decisions, we're going to first need to download 4 different sound files that are 1 to 3 seconds long from Soundabounds. Remember, you can get those from the production sounds. You could also do animal sounds for this one. They just need to be 1 to 3 seconds long. When you found a sound you like, click on it and listen to it first. That's 2 minutes. It says 2 seconds, but it's really 2 minutes. That's interesting. It says 2 seconds right on it. Also 2 seconds, but says 2 minutes on it, so you have to keep looking until you find one that is short enough. When you find one that is actually short enough, this one is actually 2 seconds, download it, and you're going to grab all 4 of the ones that you need by going through and downloading each of these. So I've downloaded my 4 sounds, and now I need to go to AppVentor and create a new application. Go to my links and start a new project, and I'm going to name it Sound Decisions, and you're going to name it your first and last name. I'm going to name this one SC for screencast. I'm going to pull out my directions over here so I can see them while I'm working on my screen over here. You should do the same. Get it all situated. Beautiful. So first thing I need to do, it says, is to place a canvas component in the interface and set the height and the width to fill parent. If we go to drawing and animation, that's where we're going to find this canvas. And I'm going to set fill parent for height, fill parent for width. And then it says to place a ball component on the canvas. So ball on canvas. And then to create the event handler as shown in the following image, we're going to say when the ball is flung, we're going to set the ball heading, which is the direction to get the direction it's going, and then set the speed to 10 times whatever the speed was when we flung it. So blocks, we're going to say ball, when ball flung, and we're looking for the heading, set heading, we need to get the heading, so hover, get heading, and set ball speed. I'm just going to duplicate this and change this to speed to get speed, but we need to do some math. So I'm going to say math, and we're doing multiply. Here's multiply. To get speed times 10, or 10 times get speed. It doesn't matter which order you put these in. And then you're supposed to play it and describe the behavior of the app here. So type what it does. The ball is going to fling and move. One of the things you're going to notice is when it gets to an edge, it's not going to bounce, it's just going to stop. So we need to create an event handler for when it hits an edge. When it hits an edge, we're going to want it to bounce. So ball, when edge reached, we want it to bounce. So we're going to call the bounce. It's already built in, and we want it to bounce off of whatever edge it's on so it can figure that out on its own. So here's the part where you have to kind of do some thinking for yourself. You're going to expand the program so that each wall produces its own sound. You're going to need 4 different sound components and 4 different sound files. Those are the ones we downloaded in the beginning. there's a couple different things that you're going to have to do when you load this program. In Designer, we need to pull over those 4 sound files in media. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be helpful to name them. So I would say rename sound top. So that's for when it hits the top, bottom, left, and right. And we're going to need to upload each of those sound files that you downloaded from Sounds Abound. Okay, I've got my 4 sounds. I need to set the source for each of these sounds. So I'm going to go to the first one and click on source and set it. The second one to a different sound. This one to the different one. And there we go. Each side will now have its own sound. If we go back to blocks, one of the things you need to know about the screen is that the different locations, top, bottom, left, and right, correspond to different numbers. The value for the top will be 1, and the bottom will be -1. The value for the right side is 3, and left is -3. I'll draw a little diagram and put that here for you. We need to make the ball a little bit bigger. It's going to look a little silly this small. So we're going to take the size, maybe 15 for the radius. That's a good size. It's over here in the properties. Now let's program it to, first of all, recognize each edge. And then based on which edge it's on, we're going to have it play a different sound. So we're going to need to use an if else statement. So we'll need to use the mutator block to build this statement. So when the ball reaches an edge, we're going to say if, else, if, 1, 2, 3, else if. Beautiful. We're going to first get the edge, and we're going to say if edge, we need to get the edge. We need an equals from our math because we want to know if it's equal to a certain number. So we're going to say if edge is equal to 1, that's the top. We want to play the top sound. So we'll say sound top, call sound top, play. If that's not true, else if, I'm going to just duplicate this. If the edge is equal to -1, that's going to be the bottom. We're going to play the bottom sound. If that's still not true, we're going to say else if. We're going to duplicate. And 3 is right. So we're going to find the right sound and play it. Finally, the only other edge right now would be the left edge, which is -3, and we would play sound for the left-hand side. So if you test this right now and fling that ball along the screen, it's going to play a sound for each of the different sides.